Ferruccio Lamborghini. The industrial history of Italy and many other European countries can be divided into two periods before and after World War II. Lamborghini automobile industry is also included in the group of important brands of the manufacturing country, which was formed after the end of the war and the defeat of Italy. But today it continues to work profitably. Ferruccio Lamborghini was born in the Ferrara region of northern Italy on April 28, 1916. His parents were farmers from the rural middle class, but Ferruccio was more interested in industrial and agricultural machinery. Encouraged by his family, Ferruccio entered a technical high school and joined the Italian Air Force at the age of 24, when the war broke out. Between 1939 and 1945, when Italy was involved in World War II, Ferruccio repaired military vehicles and became an experimental engineer. After the war, Ferruccio decided to establish a tractor factory. At that time, Italy needed modern tools to change traditional industries, and of course, Lamborghini took advantage of the situation. He turned to unused war vehicles and made a fortune by turning them into tractors or other agricultural implements. In 1949, the Lamborghini tractor factory started working. Lamborghini Trattori was the largest agricultural machinery manufacturer in Italy until the early 1970s, and today it is still one of the best tractor brands in the world. Examples of a modern tractor made by Lamborghini Trattori. In the mid-1960s, Ferruccio Lamborghini became one of Italy's richest entrepreneurs, owning agricultural machinery factories as well as industrial heating-cooling systems. He had many trips to different countries, and of course he was interested in sports cars from different brands of the world. Ferruccio knew the strengths and weaknesses of the famous car manufacturers of his time due to his high understanding of engineering and experience driving various models. He even had a history of participating in speed races. And while upgrading a Fiat Topolino, he participated in the 1948 Milia Rally. Before Ferrari became famous for making sports cars in the 1950s, there was a Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, a Jaguar E-Type, and several Maseratis in Ferruccio Lamborghini's garage, which he used intermittently. Meeting Ferrari and creating a sense of competition. At the beginning of the 60s, Ferruccio Lamborghini and Enzo Ferrari, the founder of Ferrari in 1948, knew each other by attending car shows or speed races. Of course, it cannot be claimed that a friendly and intimate relationship had been formed between them. But over the years, there are numerous pictures of Ferruccio and Enzo talking. In 1958, Ferruccio Lamborghini owned a Ferrari 250 GT that had technical problems, including a stiff clutch and a noisy engine. At that time, Ferrari's after-sales service was poor, and local mechanics were unable to repair the brand's expensive cars. So Ferruccio Lamborghini wrote a letter to Enzo Ferrari and complained about the problems with the 250 GT model. In his reply, Enzo stated that a tractor manufacturer has no right to talk about the production of sports cars. Some historians believe that Enzo Ferrari's disparaging speech encouraged Ferruccio Lamborghini to create a car company to rival Ferrari. On the other hand, in the early 1960s, due to its considerable wealth and technical ability, Lamborghini sought to establish a helicopter factory, but it faced strong opposition from Italian government and military institutions. In any case, we can conclude that Ferruccio has long been interested in building sports cars according to the taste and standard he had in mind. Lamborghini trademark. Contrary to the belief of some people, the use of cow in the logo of the Lamborghini company was not just to oppose the Ferrari logo, a horse standing on its legs. Ferruccio Lamborghini was fond of cows since he was a child and later became a fan of Spanish bullfights. Another interesting point is the simultaneous birth of the founder of Lamborghini and Taurus. Ferruccio Lamborghini, before establishing the automobile company, when he was a tractor manufacturer, also used the cow design on his commercial products. Lamborghini's trademark clearly shows a gooner with an aggressive stance with its tail raised. Even the first product of this company has the same logo with gold color on a black background. The wording related to the name of the manufacturer, Lamborghini, was added to the trademark from 1972 and was placed above the image of the cow. Use of cow name for products. After the production of the 350 GT and 400 GT, Ferruccio decided to use specific names for their commercial products. Of course, this trick helped to create a personality for Lamborghini products and had advertising value. Miura is a Spanish term for a type of powerful, intelligent, and dangerous bulls that were bred in the mid-19th century at the Miura Ranch. This name was chosen for the first Lamborghini supercar to be short and memorable. Many other cars of this brand have names related to famous bulls in bullfighting competitions. For example, Ontador, Gallardo, Uros, bull constellation, and even Murciélago, which means bat in Spanish, are among these cases. The establishment of the Lamborghini automobile industry. Ferruccio had been planning his new design since 1962, and about a year later, he opened Automobili Lamborghini in St. Agata with the aim of producing sports cars. This place still hosts the original Lamborghini factory. The company's first product was a two-seater luxury sports prototype called the 350 GTV, which used a 12-cylinder engine. The body was designed by Franco Scaglione, who had a brilliant history at Studio Bertone and had previously worked for various brands. One of the ex-Ferrari engineers who, under the name Giotto Bizzarini, prepared a 3.5-liter engine with 340 horsepower for the 350 GTV to unveil one of the most beautiful and powerful Italian sports cars in 1963. According to Ferruccio Lamborghini, the appearance of the 350 GTV was not suitable for the general market. The engine was also faced with a reduction in power and improved efficiency, so that the first Lamborghini commercial product with the code 350 GTV was introduced in 1964. This product with an aluminum V12 engine used a dry sump oiling system that kept the oil pressure between different parts constant. The ultimate power of 250 horsepower will bring the 350 GT to 100 kilometers per h in 6.8 seconds and a top speed of 250 kilometers per h. The four-seater version of this car, named 400 GT, with 3.9-liter engine, was also produced in 1966. In total, 120 350 GTs and 247 400 GTs were sold by 1968, marking the first successful Lamborghini products. The enduring masterpiece of Lamborghini history was built in the very early years. The Miura P400 arrived at the Geneva Motor Show in 1966 and was hailed as a revolutionary car with modern technologies. This product was the first supercar in history to use an engine installed in the rear of the body. The power of 345 horsepower and 367 Newton-meters of torque, the Miura P400 reached 100 kilometers per h in 5.5 seconds after the start of the movement and provided the maximum speed of 288 kilometers per h. The price of this car at the time of production was about $20,000, equivalent to $155,000 today. Until 1973, a total of 764 Miuras were built, which today, in various versions, have a collectible value of $350,000 to $1 million. Miura was the result of the work of a group of the world's top automotive industry engineers. Marcello Gandini, the designer of this car in the Bertone studio, was inspired by a concept model made by the French company René Bonnet, called Matra Jet, and moved the engine to the back of the cabin. This trick, while improving the Miura's weight distribution and handling, enhanced the car's aerodynamic characteristics to become a model for today's supercars and supercars. Gianpaolo Dallara, the founder of the Dallara brand, is famous in the automotive and racing world, was the designer of the Miura chassis, and founded his own company after the success of this model. Paolo Stanzani, Miura's design and production project manager, who later played a key role in Bugatti and the EB110 model, as well as Marcello Gandini and Paolo Dallara, is still alive. Attention to four-door sports cars. The very good sales of the first Lamborghini productions encouraged this brand to launch new models. Considering that the demand for the four-seater version of the company's first product with code 400 GT was more than the two-seater model, 350 GT. In 1968, Lamborghini launched new cars named Espada and Islero. Espada is the best-selling and most successful Lamborghini product until the beginning of the 80s. This four-seater wide-body car with a two-door coupe body was designed by Marcello Gandini. The name Espada refers to the sword or dagger used by the matador, bullfighter, to fight the bull. By 1978, 1,217 Lamborghini Espadas were produced. All these cars were equipped with a 3.9-liter 12-cylinder engine. Islero was another Lamborghini product before the beginning of the 70s. This car, with smaller dimensions than the Espada, had a similar engine. But luxury and production were limited to attract a certain range of rich people. In total, up to 1 year after its launch, 225 Islero units were released. Thanks to its 1,300 kilograms body and 350 horsepower engine, this car could accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per h in 6.5 seconds and reach a top speed of 250 kilometers per h. 1970s and 1980s. Lamborghini started the 70s with very good growth and commercial success. There was demand for Miura and Espada, and good times were predicted for the company. These conditions did not last long, and with the beginning of the economic crisis of 1973, Lamborghini automobile manufacturing was close to bankruptcy and complete closure. The last Lamborghini product that was unveiled under Ferruccio's management with the engineering of Marcello Gandini and Paolo Stanzani, Miura designers, was the Countach. This product was considered a replacement for the Miura with its rear-center engine, futuristic appearance, and according to the latest achievements of aerodynamic science. Contrary to Lamborghini's tradition, the name Countach was not related to bulls or bullfights, and at Gandini's suggestion, it was taken from the Piedmont language, a region in Italy with a population of 2 million, meaning very good. Countach was one of the first supercars in the world that had scissor-shaped doors. The car used Pirelli tires on 15-inch rims with a width of 345 mm, which were the largest of its time. The first series, with the code LP400, had a 3.9-liter 12-cylinder engine with a power of 375 horsepower and reached a speed of 100 kilometers per h about 5 seconds after the start of the movement. By 1990, 1983 Countachs were produced by Lamborghini. The latest versions of this car had a 5.2-liter engine with a power of 450 horsepower, which provided a top speed of 300 kilometers per h and acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per h in 4.7 seconds. Change of ownership of Lamborghini. In 1974, Ferruccio Lamborghini took ownership of the company and factory due to declining sales and profitability. The most important factors affecting the lack of buyers for Lamborghini products are related to the increase in gasoline prices and the crisis in the global economy. These factors reduced the 12-cylinder and expensive cars for high consumption. 15 years before the death of Ferruccio Lamborghini, the automobile production line he founded was closed in 1978. Banks auctioned this company and its belongings. There was no Lamborghini until 1980. In 1966, Italian Fiat became the owner of 50% of Ferrari shares and showed no interest in saving Lamborghini. None of the European industrial giants bought the shares of this Italian company, but two French-speaking Swiss brothers invested in Lamborghini. In 1981, Jean-Claude and Patrick Mimran acquired the ownership of Lamborghini for $3 million. In their first move, they resumed the production of the Countach, and while investing in new projects, they took over the management of all Lamborghini divisions in 1984. At this time, Patrick Mimran, as the CEO of Lamborghini, was only 27 years old. After optimizing the Countach under the management of the Mimran brothers, the Jalpa was unveiled in 1981 as a lower-priced mid-range supercar. This product had a 3.5-liter 8-cylinder engine with 255 horsepower and 305 nanometers of torque. Acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per h in 6 seconds and a top speed of 250 kilometers per h made Jalpa a competitor for Ferrari 308 and 328. This car was produced with a total production of 410 units until 1988. The second new product of Lamborghini after reopening the factory was the tradition-breaking SUV with the code LM002. The ambition of the Mimran brothers resulted in a powerful car with excellent off-road capabilities that went into production in 1986. Before the unveiling of the LM002, two rear-engined prototypes were built, named Cheetah and LM001. Finally, the LM002 was produced with the aim of providing military and outdoor enthusiasts with a 5.2-liter or 7.2-liter 12-cylinder engine in the front. Lamborghini LM002, with a total production of 328 units until 1993, is considered one of the first luxury SUVs and supercars in the world, which attracted the attention of the rich with special features. The design style of this car looks inspired by Humway. The second crisis with Chrysler ownership. In 1987, the Chrysler Group of America, which had not yet entered into a partnership with Fiat, automobile company bought Lamborghini from Mimran brothers in a deal worth $25 million. The only product introduced by Chrysler management was the Diablo, which was produced in 1990. In 1994, Chrysler gave up the ownership of Lamborghini so that a business company called Megatech, together with Malaysian and Indonesian managers, became the owner of the Angry Cow brand. Finally, Lamborghini was sold to the German Volkswagen Group to operate under the management of Audi, a subsidiary of Volkswagen, since 1998. The 1990s, El Diablo was introduced as a replacement for the Countach in 1990. This car was produced as a result of a project that started with code 132 by Mimran brothers in 1985. The original plan was drawn by Marcello Gandini, but with the change of Lamborghini's management, it was modified by Chrysler's American engineers and Dodge Viper designer Tom Gill. Diablo means devil in Spanish, but the commercial version of Diablo, with a 5.7-liter 12-cylinder engine, reaches a speed of 100 kilometers per hour in 4.5 seconds after the start of the movement. But by recording the maximum speed of 315 kilometers per hour, it won the title of the fastest road car in the world. After Lamborghini's change of ownership with the presence of designers from Volkswagen and Audi, the Diablo underwent a facelift in 1999 to replace the pop-up headlamps with the fixed type borrowed from the Nissan 300ZX. Between 1990 and 2001, 2,884 Diablos were produced. The 20th century and the golden age of Lamborghini with German management. The first years of Lamborghini's activity as a subsidiary of Audi were accompanied by the global economic crisis. Before the beginning of the 20th century, the Bugatti, Bentley, and Lamborghini brands were bought by Ferdinand Piëch, grandson of the founder of Porsche and then CEO of the Volkswagen Group. Acquiring the ownership of Lamborghini cost about $110 million, and it took almost 5 years to produce a new and profitable product. About 10 years after the unveiling of the Diablo, the project of building a new supercar with the code L147 began. 35-year-old Luc Duncrolec was the main designer of the project, which was finally named Murciélago, and Lego meaning bat, because of the special shape of the body and lights. Murciélago is also the name of a famous bull that survived 24 stabs at a bullfight in Spain in 1879. All Murciélago models were produced with a 6.2 or 6.5-liter 12-cylinder engine that provided 580 to 670 horsepower. The cheapest model, in 3.9 seconds, and the most powerful model, named Super Veloce, reached 100 kilometers per hour, only 3 seconds after the start of the movement. With the production of 4,099 units between 2001 and 2010, Murciélago is considered one of the best-selling luxury supercars in history. The very good success of Murciélago in the world market encouraged Lamborghini managers to think of producing a similar product with a lower price and a smaller body size. With this goal, the Gallardo, Spanish pronunciation Gallardo, was unveiled in 2003. This supercar used the 10-cylinder engine and Audi R8 chassis to be a combination of Italian design, studio idol design, and German engineering. Gallardo was produced for 10 years with 5 and 5.2-liter engines with 500 to 570 horsepower. This car, with a total circulation of 14,022 units, is considered the best-selling product in the history of Lamborghini. At the 2007 Frankfurt Motor Show, all eyes were on Lamborghini's new product. Supercar Reventon with Spanish pronunciation, used the Murcielago LP 640 chassis and technical equipment. But thanks to the different design with sharp lines similar to fighter planes, it was noticed and admired. The name of this car was taken from a bull that killed one of the famous Mexican matadors in 1943. Production of the Ronton was limited to 20 units with a price threshold of $1.4 million, which today has a collectible value of over $2 million. The Lamborghini Aventador was unveiled as a successor to the Murcielago in 2011. This supercar uses the new generation of Lamborghini naturally aspirated 12-cylinder engines with a volume of 6.5 liters, which has 700 to 760 horsepower in different versions. Even the cheapest Aventador model reaches 100 kilometers per h in less than 3 seconds and has a top speed of 350 kilometers per h. Lamborghini's flagship supercar, with a circulation of 1,200 copies per year, has sold more than 9,000 units so far and is still being produced. The Huracan is another product in the Lamborghini portfolio that has been sold since 2014 instead of the Gallardo. This product uses the same V10 engine made by Audi with a volume of 5.2 liters. But thanks to the double clutch and 7-speed gearbox made by Lamborghini, it reaches 100 kilometers per h in less than 3.5 seconds. The engine of the base version of Huracan has 580 horsepower, while the most powerful model named Performante produces 630 horsepower. The third modern product of Lamborghini, which is technically and commercially more important than Huracan and Aventador, is the Urus SUV. About 3 decades after the introduction of the LM002, Lamborghini built a luxury supercar with a wide-body crossover body to pioneer a new style of high-speed road cars. It took more than 5 years for the Euros to be pre-produced before it was introduced on a common platform with the Audi Q7, Porsche Cayenne, and Bentley Bentayga. The final product of the Lamborghini Urus is equipped with a 4-liter V8 engine made by Audi, which, thanks to double turbocharging, has a power of 640 horsepower and reaches a speed of 100 kilometers per h in 3.6 seconds after the start of movement. In the first 9 months of 2019, Euros reached a sales record of 2,700 units, which is unprecedented in the history of Lamborghini. This number has not been repeated for any other car in history, with a price of more than $150,000.